Hello friends, welcome to the first my predictions for January, the next month. Today is the last day of the year 2024, so I already know that some of you are already having some time with your family. So I just want to say very quickly, Happy New Year's to everyone, Happy New Year to everyone who's watching this, to everyone who follows this, to everyone who comments. I really like reading all of your comments. I really like your support. So thank you all, and let's hope for a better and more incredible year with way more profits, way more predictions, way more content. Okay? So just like I told you in my last video, guys, I have 4 predictions this time for you all. This is my gift for you all for this, let's just call it the New Year gift. We have 4 predictions, all of them supported and requested by the community. So let's get on with this very quickly. The first prediction that we're going to cover is Bitcoin. Now, I want to keep this video short, but this might be my longest video so far because it's 4 predictions. But just remember that these predictions share some of the days. So all of the days that I share within the same energy, for example, let's just say that the 14th of January is shared by all predictions, right? On the green. Then that means that it's extremely likely to go an impulse for all of these cryptocurrencies, right? There might be some key differences between many of these predictions, but overall, the trend that I'm seeing and that I told you that January could be a red month is looking like it could be very well the case, at least in many, if not most, all of these crypto predictions. For example, we are seeing a lot of reds, a lot of yellows in this Bitcoin prediction. We see that many of the greens are only particular for volatility. We barely have any greens like long greens on a long circle or even consecutive greens. We have none of that, for example. So that really tells me that it's going to be a very volatile month. It could end up being a red month easily. I think that's actually going to be the case. I think it's almost guaranteed, but yeah, the first days I'm sensing a lot of volatility. Why? Because not only because we have yellows, we have days shared by these opposite energies, but because even the boxes share many of these days. For example, the 4th of January is shared by 2 boxes. The 6th and 7th is shared by 2 boxes. Now, the boxes represent the days where the most opportunities we can maybe be seeing, or the days where the most dangerous days, the ones that have the most potential for these corrections. Yellow boxes just means a lot of volatility. Anything can happen on these yellow boxes, anything. But the overall trend, I think it's going to be a red month. Now, considering that Bitcoin is so far sitting at 93K, a red month could go and could easily mean below 90K and possibly even below 85K, something like that. I have to say in the coming weeks, in the coming days, and give an estimate of a range where this price could go, this level for this January. But yeah, the situation doesn't really look that good for Bitcoin, but it's actually one of the most optimistic charts. I'll show you later the Solana chart, which is actually the worst chart of all of these crypto predictions. It's not looking good at all, guys. The only days that I want to kind of clarify for Bitcoin before I go over to the Solana chart is that I think the best opportunities lie within this week. The first, not the first week, the first half of the month. The first 15 to 20 days, they could be the best ones. If I were to say which days could actually see the highest peaks of the month, the highest impulses, the highest profits, I think it's going to be this one, 1314, shared by this circle, shared by this box, no other red or yellow sharing this day. So it's one of the very few green days that we have absolutely on the green. Maybe on these days we could see some volatility, but again, because they are followed by powerful corrections, I think it's going to be way more undecided. This one is the only real clear to me. And this other one, the 2627, also share somewhat by this circle 2526. Maybe this day could bring some profits, but because it's already on the last 10 days of the month, something on the last almost 5 days, we just saw what happened on Bitcoin on this one. Very similar days, maybe not that close, but at least some of them are similar. But we can see that we didn't really saw any kind of powerful impulse that I was expecting on this range of days. We did see some of this activity on the 24, 25, barely, but on the 27, basically nothing. And if this is going to be an even worse month than December, I think it's very difficult to happen. I'm just going to say that thing. Anyways, let's get over to the Solana chart. And yeah, guys, this is a Solana chart. It's actually one of the worst. Look at this. Way too many reds, way too many yellows, way too many red boxes, which is actually the worst indicator, the most dangerous indicator to have in any of my charts. Whenever you see extreme, way more red boxes than green or even yellow boxes, we're talking about a lot of pain. We're talking about massive amounts of pain. We have that the first days are completely undecided, some volatility, but after these couple days, it's going to be massive downtrends. And the worst case scenario is that we see downtrend after downtrend after downtrend. I mean, non-stop, because we have from the 2nd of January all the way to the 12th, to the 11th, something like this. We're going to see powerful corrections. Not only that, it's also the boxes refreshing that. They are also reaffirming this powerful and potentially very dangerous trend for Solana. 5 to the 7, 10 to the 13, and even more after that, 17 to the 18. It's looking very, very bad for Solana. The only days that I think could bring some juicy profits, but it's going to be very relative compared to the potential corrections that we're going to see, is this range on the 21 to 24, because this falls within many of these long green days, 21, 20, 24, 25. This could be very volatile, but that's about it, guys, because this one on the 6 to the 8, it's going to be very volatile. I think this one is going to be more like going up and down, up and down, up and down. So it's going to be very undecided. For example, let's just see the Solana chart for December. So look at this, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. But the overall trend for Solana on December was clearly a red trend, clearly a downtrend. Maybe that's what we can expect to see again on this January, and probably even worse, because I don't know, man. I have a bad feeling about Solana about this. I mean, not just the monthly prediction, which I told you like a couple of weeks. I mean, the first couple of weeks of December, before any of these crashes on the 17th of December even started. I told you about this, that I was not feeling good about January. It's looking like it's going to be a very volatile and problematic month for everyone, for crypto. Maybe not just cryptocurrencies. I'll have to see if my other financial predictions also show that. But we are talking about cryptocurrencies only right here on this channel. Yeah, Solana is not looking very good. Look at this. Very, very bad. Some of you guys who know already what I'm talking about on the last box, the last days, I mean, it's looking like it's going to be a lot of pain right here. Now let's get over to the Ethereum chart. This was also requested by the community. I think the Ethereum chart is actually the best chart, I think, that I have right here. I see more greens compared to the other ones. There is still quite a handful of red days, still lots of volatility, lots of undecided. For example, we have this massive range, 5 days to the 5th of December to the 9th. This is going to be very, very undecided, very, very volatile, and very, very boring, I must say, because even though the last month of December didn't really show many range for Ethereum, maybe this can change on January. And if not, it's going to be very undecided days, for example, where it goes up and down, just like this one, for example, goes up and down. There's no clear trend, either going up or down. I mean, it's just complete undecided days. Now, for this Ethereum chart, we also need to take a look at these red boxes. I think this could be the very first, the first week of January could bring some trouble from this range, from the 3rd of January to the 5th of this month. It's going to be maybe trending towards a very powerful correction. The other days that I will pay attention to is the 17 to 19. I think we can expect some powerful volatility and possibly even trending downwards. Remember, this range, the days of the boxes, it doesn't mean we're going to see consecutive red. It doesn't mean that we're going to see 17, 18, and 19, all of them on the red. It just means there's a potential of seeing at least one. And if in the worst case scenario, we can see maybe 2 of them. But given that these days are also shared by these yellow days, it's going to be more like an undecided range, I think, right here. From the 15 to the 19, possibly from the 15 to the 19, because after that, on the 2021, we see a clear green trend for any of these 2 days, followed by corrections, and another box with a range from the 21 to the 23. So yeah, this looks very promising. Way more promising at least than the other charts. But I think it's still Ethereum is going to feel some pain, guys. I don't think that it's going to be a green month for Ethereum, because just alone the fact that many of these cryptos, many of them are going to suffer. That alone tells me that it's possibly and probably going to be the case for all the crypto market in general, right? Not just a handful of just cryptocurrencies. I think it's going to affect even worldwide, guys. We have geopolitical stuff going on for January. We have Trump coming to the presidency. We have possibly even some Russia deals, possibly even some Europe kind of stuff. We have a lot of stuff waiting for us for the next month. But yeah, Ethereum maybe looks kind of better. And the range of days that I think are going to be the best is right here on the boxes 8 to 9. Possibly even right here on there's a possibility of seeing consecutive green days. For example, from the 14 to the 16. That could be actually very unlikely, but there's that possibility at least. Another possibility is on the 25, 26, maybe on the 25 to be more... I think that's going to be more likely the case on the 25, not just on the 26, although it could bring some volatility, maybe some profitability for scalping. And this other range is the last thing that I want to talk about the Ethereum chart. So we have 3 days on the green, 28 to the 13, to the 30, but for some reason, again, just because we have massive greens, massive powerful uptrend signals for the last days of the month, that really doesn't mean it's going to play out like that. Because in my experience, whenever we have these greens very, very near the last day of the month, they don't really tend to go as planned. Maybe some of them, or maybe 2 of them, if we're lucky, we're going to see profits on these 2 days. But I don't think that's going to be the case. Maybe just 1. And if I were to say, maybe it's going to be the 28, 29. Because on the 30, 31, I think it's going to be more corrections, more eraser of profits. It's going to be just red days on this final that's about it for the Ethereum chart. Now let's take a look at the XRP chart. Now, out of all of my predictions, out of all of my charts that I bring for you this next month of January, this one is the most divergent from the other ones, because XRP functions kind of differently from other cryptocurrencies. We're going to see that it's going to be way more volatile, I think, but at least it's not showing maybe that extreme negativity unlike, for example, Solana or like Bitcoin. We see that it's going to be I think it's going to be also a red month for XRP, just by the way I'm looking at this very quickly. We have way more reds, way more yellows, but something about the boxes, guys, something about these boxes is telling me that maybe we can see way more volatility than other cryptocurrencies, and maybe there's a potential of even reversing some of these losses that many of these days could bring. For example, I think the absolute worst period for XRP is going to be right here from the 9th of January all the way down to the 15th, and possibly even extending to the 17th, because we see barely any greens trying to stop this free fall. I mean, just one green on the 12th, which only really means extreme volatility for this day. It doesn't really mean it will transition to a green uptrend, to a powerful impulse, because it's just one single green. Maybe that can change on the 15th to the 16th of January, but there's a possibility as well to even go, possibly even ignoring this potential green box and just going straight down even further until the 17th of January. And after that, we can see maybe a strong recovery that, if we're very lucky, we can see even 4 consecutive green days from the 17th to the 20th. I think the peak, the highest point, maybe one of the highest points at the very least, we can see it happening around these days, 90 to 20. So if I were to trade, I think after this powerful correction range, it's going to be a good time to open some positions and to profit on them on this range of days. Now after that comes another very powerful, I think it's going to be a range of days we're going to see maybe some undecidedness, but we're definitely going to see some powerful corrections. 21, 22, possibly extending to the 24. This box right here only has one day, which is the 20. So we'll need to pay attention to the 20. Maybe that's the day where the correction is going to start. It's going to open with a very powerful correction, maybe. That's a possibility. Finally, for the last days of the month, it's showing a lot of volatility. From the 27th to the 30th of January, we're going to see just extreme volatility. Maybe some of these days will be range, absolutely nothing will happen. For example, this is very present on XRP, at least looking at the chart for December. Many of these days were range, so we can maybe expect the same. It's actually coinciding with the fact that we're going to see them on the last days, the literal last 5 days of the month. So it's telling me something right there. But the last circle is going to be red. So again, prepare for corrections, prepare for very powerful corrections around these days. If not, we can maybe see that the price is just going to sleep, because it's not going to do anything, because I really don't expect any green days on these final days. Maybe the last impulse, the last days to take some profits could be the 25 to 26, but that's just maybe, because again, it's very close to the last 5 days of the month, and the very last 5 days almost always tend to be extreme corrections. But yeah, that's about it, guys. Yeah, that's about it. Again, watch this range of days from the 9 to the 15, possibly even extending to the 17. I think this range of days is going to be the worst days for XRP. Absolute worst, absolute nightmare. The first days, the first couple weeks, maybe they're going to be a little more undecided, a little bit more volatile. we can maybe expect some powerful impulses by the 5 to the 6 and possibly even later to the 8 to the 9, especially this range of days 8 to the 9, because it's shared by this circle right here, and the other one is the other box 19 to 20, again also shared by these green circles. So whenever we have that, we are kind of, it's some extra assurance that's going to be the case, that green scenario is going to play out. It's very likely that it's going to be. So yeah, guys, I think already it's been 20 minutes for this video, something like this. It's already a very long video for me, and that's how I will conclude this this presentation. I will of course continue updating this as the weeks go by, as the days go by. So expect another update about all of these 4 predictions for the next, I don't know, maybe Thursday, something like that, if I have the time, because I do have some visits, family time, you know, it's the New Year's Eve. So all of you, I assume, are also having this. So again, I wish you a very good end of the year. Spend some time with your family, with your friends, with your loved ones, with all of the things that make you very happy. Be very happy, be very grateful for what you have, and we'll see you next time on the 2025 year. Yeah, that's going to be the case. Again, just for a final invitation, just to remind you all to subscribe, share, and like, and give me your comments, guys. I really like your comments. Some of them are actually very, very, very good, and I really like you all. And I really like that you are appreciating this knowledge that I'm bringing to you. Okay, that's all. That's all I have for you, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.